Hi everybody, my name is Jean and the name of my channel is Jean Home Decor, and welcome back and welcome if you're new. If you're one of my new subscribers, I'm so happy y'all decided to join my channel. Anyway guys, it's Tuesday before Thanksgiving. Today is the 26th, and so I am making the best chocolate cake recipe. I made it, I want to say last year. So I thought I would do another one. I was gonna make a 7-Up cake, but the request here was no, make a chocolate cake. So having said that, I'm gonna turn the camera around and I'm gonna let you see where we are, okay? Keep watching. Okay guys, here is the recipe that we're using, and my iPad is sitting on my hearth and hand stand, and I love to use this when I'm cooking because I can just like look up at it. It was $19.99, and of course I got it from Target. Okay, so this is the best chocolate cake recipe. Like I said, I made it last year and it turned out just fine. I'll put a link to it in the description box below. Okay, now let's just look here. These are the ingredients that I will be using. And as you can see, I already greased and floured my pans. And actually what I use is Pam. And I'm trying this time. I actually used the baking one, but I didn't have that. So I'm gonna see how that works out. Now, I'm not for sure if I am going to make the frosting from scratch or if I am going to use these combined. So that just kind of gives you an idea that when I go to the store, I have plan A for if I'm going to make a frosting from scratch, but then plan B in case I decide I don't want to, because tomorrow I'm going to really be in here putting some things together. Okay, a few more recipes, and I'll bring you along for those as well. Okay, so these are the ingredients. And so we'll get started with the first thing, but let me just swing on around. You see this? Preheated oven. Okay, so let's get started with the recipe. Now, just before we do that, this is what the cake looks like on the recipe. And hopefully, mine should come out looking like this at the end. It did last year, so let's hope we can do that again this year. Guys, I left off a couple of things when I displayed the ingredients. I'm going to add 2 cups of sugar, and I'm going to be adding some kosher salt. And let's see, what else did I leave off of here? Oh, and the vegetable oil. So, but first I'm going to mix up all the dry ingredients, okay? All right, guys, so, I showed you that this recipe called for 2 cups of sugar. I don't want to use sugar, so I'm using Truvia. I did that last year and it turned out just fine, just in case you're wondering. Okay guys, so as you can see the ingredients for the dry ingredients specifically, I have added all of those to my bowl. And so what I'm going to do now is whisk them all together, which is what the recipe calls for. So I'm going to come back and show you what it looks like after I do that. Oh, it smells nice and chocolatey. Chocolatey. Ooh, this smells good. Oh my goodness. Wow. So I'm going to make sure that I get all of the flour all nice and mixed in. just to kind of let you see that's what it looks like. Okay, on to the next part. Keep watching. Okay, so I've added all my wet ingredients, so I'm gonna mix that up and then I'll come back. I've added all the wet ingredients. I've blended them all quite nicely. And this recipe calls for a cup of boiling water. So I have my tea kettle on the stove. And so when that whistles, then I'll pour the boiling water, the cup of boiling water in here, mix that in, and then I guess we'll be ready to pour these into the pan, okay? Keep watching. They are, I poured them into the pan and they're pretty much evenly distributed. So I'm gonna put them in the oven on 350 for 30 to 35 minutes. And then I'll, check them with a knife, or I don't have a toothpick, I don't think. So I'll check them with a knife, okay? Keep watching. Okay, look at this, guys. So as soon as I finish making something, I clean up. I'm gonna be doing that all day tomorrow. As soon as I cook one thing, I clean up, and then I move on to the next thing, okay? That's the way I do it. Keep watching. All right, we are out of the oven. So now let me look and see if I want to make the frosting from scratch or if I am going to use some Betty Crocker already made frosting. Keep watching. So as you can see, I decided to make this butter frosting. So let me go and soften this butter up, and then I'll proceed with this recipe. Keep watching. Here are the ingredients that I'll be using to make this frosting. Ooh, you guys, this is some kind of good frosting. I made this from scratch. Okay, so I'm gonna put them on my, spread it all over my cakes now. Keep watching. The frosting is so nice and smooth. And that's in part because you have to soften your butter. You can't use butter right out the refrigerator or it won't spread right. Guys, I'm chewing, eating my dinner and doing this as well. So I'm gonna keep frosting and I'll come back and let you see the reveal, okay? Thanks for hanging in there. Baby, I stepped down on this chocolate cake. Ooh, that frosting is so smooth and creamy because I melted my butter and I used heavy cream as opposed to the last time I used milk. Ooh, this bad boy is good. Y'all wanna come over? Here's the reveal. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I will put this recipe in the description box below. You have to try it. Now with this, you can have some ice cream or some Cool Whip. Okay, happy Thanksgiving. Bye-bye.